Good morning. I'm Pastor Joanna. Thank you for joining us for devotions. It's Holy Week. It's Wednesday, and I cannot believe that Easter is this weekend. Anyway, thank you for joining us. So, as I said, we're preparing in a very different way for the 3 days that are Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday as a church, and we are continuing to gather digitally and in our hearts and prayers. I continue to pray for you, and I hope that you are feeling connected to your congregation and your family. So I was thinking, of course, along with a lot of us, I don't think I've ever not gone to church on Easter Sunday. And so I'm kind of getting ready for that reality and preparing ways to be a part of the digital community on that day. I look forward to joining you at church in different ways on Sunday and on the days following up. So tomorrow is Maundy Thursday. We will gather online and at our homes, and we will hear the story of Jesus's final words at the Last Supper and his final actions and teachings with his disciples. He washed their feet and he gave them a new commandment, and he showed them how to celebrate the new covenant in his blood. So with that, let me read from Luke chapter 22, right? Yes, chapter 22. And I will start at verse 19. Then he took a loaf of bread, and he was sitting at the table, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in the remembrance of me." And he did the same with the cup after supper, saying, "This cup is poured out for you, is the new covenant in my blood." This is the word of the Lord for the people of God. Thanks be to God. So those words were extremely familiar. We know that they were said at the Last Supper at the first communion, the Last Supper. And in it, he gave them, he used the words, "a new covenant in my blood." And that is what struck me about the reading this week among these circumstances that we're living in now. The fact that we won't be gathering at the table physically on Easter Sunday, and how that's going to be difficult for us. And we need to hear the words of Jesus at the first communion again, because he gives them a new covenant, a new promise, and it is in his blood and in his body that this promise is made and is sustained for eternity. So the new covenant is in Jesus's resurrection and Jesus's life. And it's part of who he is. It's a part of who God is, and it's a part of who we are. Therefore, like I said, we're going to be out of sorts this Easter Sunday for not going to church or not having the great Thanksgiving at the Lord's table. But we will have resurrection hope, and we will have the promise of the covenant in Jesus's body and blood that stretches all the way across every circumstance, that stretches across God's story and all of creation. And we do have the hope that we will meet again at God's table. I suppose I'm saying these words as a source of comfort for myself, but I hope that you are comforted as well, because we all rest in the certainty, in the hopefulness, in the certain hope is what I'm trying to say, that we will meet again, and we are Christ's body, and we will celebrate the new covenant in Jesus' blood at the Lord's table. And we will have, when we meet again, we will have stories to tell. We'll have stories of how each of us saw and tasted and experienced Jesus' life-giving body, even as and especially while the pandemic of our lifetimes was happening. So God be with you. God is with you. God bless you today. And know that you are a blessing and that you are a part of Christ's body. And I pray for each one of you. I hope to see you virtually and in my prayers and thoughts. Please join us again tomorrow for Maundy Thursday online. Thank you.